How y'all doing? It's comedian Mark Caesar, and I just finished up my interview here at Mic Check with Stylist B.
Mic check with Stylist B. Mic check with Stylist B. Mic check with Stylist B. Mic check with Stylist B.
Hello and welcome back to Mic Check with me, the one and only Stylist B, where we're bringing you the latest and greatest of individuals who are just paving their own path. When you talk about somebody who has just created a lane for themselves, my next guest is who comes to mind. I have with me the owner, the founder, I like to make people laugh because that's what I do for a living. Don't piss in your pants, even though it's Piss Your Pants LLC comedy. Please welcome Mr. Mark Caesar. How you doing?
Thank you for having me, Stylist. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. See, just being around him makes me laugh because I know he's going to say some funny stuff. Okay? So we have so much going on and so much to talk to, but I always like for my guests to introduce themselves because I might have missed something.
Right.
There may be something new you're doing and I don't know about it. So just tell the people who you are before we get into what we got going on.
Well, I'm Mark Caesar, a comedian by trade. I'm a writer, actor, host, everything. A dad, all wrapped up in one.
Yes, and his son, well, you have multiple.
Yeah,
you have two sons.
Yes.
So both of them are handsome, but he just recently showed me a video of his 7-year-old doing stand-up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it was funny, too. I said, you better watch out now. You got to book him on the tour.
He picked it up all on his own, so.
Wow, that's amazing. So, okay, we have multiple titles. So let's get to the main vein, the one that you're most commonly known for right now is comedy, right?
Yeah, stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy. So how did you get started in comedy?
I started doing stand-up comedy around I was 15 years old.
Okay.
A popular comedian from New Orleans. Well, she's from New Orleans, but she's more so known for her national exploits. And she seen me doing comedy. Mm-hmm. Well, seen me ribbing.
Okay.
With my friends and stuff like that. And
if you're not from New Orleans, right. That means when you guys talk about each other,
right?
Roasting,
joning,
yeah.
Y'all say all kinds of different things, but
that's what we call it.
Basically, she seen me doing that, and she was like, "Mark, you think you can write that stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess."
Right.
I'm doing it.
Right.
So I ended up writing stand-up comedy, and then after that, I was performing on Forest Street at Line Week Comedy Theater. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah, so you've been doing it for a minute.
Yeah.
Then you created your company, Piss Your Pants Comedy. Okay, tell me how that came about.
So it started as a nickname.
Okay.
When I first came home from overseas, when I came from Afghanistan in 2008, I started doing some shows. I started doing a show called The Sound Clash.
Okay.
And I would host it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I'd be funny and people would be like, "Man, that dude piss your pants funny." like funny to make you make you pee on yourself. And that's where the name come from.
Right.
That's where the whole piss your pants comedy thing came from. And so since 2008, that's kind of been like my moniker.
Got it. And it's working for you.
Yeah.
And I know some people who have said that they piss their pants.
Yeah. So
it's
not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I've literally had people sitting in the audience like, "Oh my God, I gotta go to the bathroom."
Yeah,
like screaming it out while I'm performing. So.
Well, I love that because I love laughter. You know what I mean? So I think when you can do something that brings joy to people, why not? Right. So I know you made it a company. Before it was like officially a company, you were doing videos.
Yes.
Before everybody was doing videos, because that's
we was like,
now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we really was at the forefront with it. And some people will acknowledge it, some people won't. But that's okay.
I here at Mic Check with Stylist B know what it is.
Right.
So you were doing it when it wasn't like the thing to do when everybody,
We all we had was YouTube.
Right, before there was
WorldStar.
Exactly.
And you could put something on YouTube, but if you got on WorldStar,
that meant something.
It was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of popping. But people were paying to get on WorldStar. We never paid. It was just like, oh, this is funny. We
so
throwing this
on.
Up here.
Yeah. And that's something to like acknowledge because a lot of things like if some of the stuff you see on WorldStar could actually be paid.
Yeah, it's paid to play.
To be on, right. And it's about branding and building. There's nothing wrong with paying, but the point is their comedy was so good there was no need to pay for it. They wanted it on WorldStar. But I remember, those videos and
New Orleans girls.
Yeah, I'm about to say I love even though as a New Orleanian, I was like, that is not me, but I can't lie and say they ain't had no friends.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and that was the main thing that made it so popular because there was so many people like, after the storm, we're still kind of fresh. Even though it's been so long since the storm, you still have people who were displaced.
Yeah.
And that made them connect back to the city.
Absolutely.
And the reason why the video got so popular and we got so popular from the video was because people knew people from New Orleans. It was like, oh, my homegirl talk just like this.
Yes.
You know
I
what I'm
have
saying?
several friends that speak.
So that was the connection. That was the connection.
It does. It feels like home, though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know we make jokes about it, and especially when you're not from New Orleans, if you hear us speak, you can be confused or make the stupid mistake of assuming that the girls are not intelligent because we have the most intelligent, talented people here, but our dialect is not right. Exactly. And so hearing it, if I'm being honest, it does make it feel like home. You know what I mean? So it's funny that was being done in addition to making people laugh. Right. When you do the voice, it's funny. It's all get out to me because I know you, and it's like
I was just channeling my aunt.
You did that. Thank you, Titi. So coming from there and then turning it into a company. Tell them more about what your company does because you can look at the video and laugh, but it's so much bigger than that.
Yeah. So at Pitch Your Pants Comedy, we represent about 36 comedians all over the country. And what it was to establish a network of comedians to continue to keep us touring continuously. So like say if you're part of Pitch Your Pants and you say, hey, I'm looking for some work in Atlanta.
Right.
I'll get on the line and be like, hey, I got Stylist coming to Atlanta. Right. She needs some stage time.
Nice.
And that's what we do for comedians.
Yes, that's nice. And you know what? Especially with comedy, anything entertainment really, but comedy more specifically, there's no real like format. For how to get there, you know what I mean? So having that kind of support system is crucial because you can be funny as all get out if you can't get in front of an audience for them to know that, to grow your brand, to grow your following. Then and thankfully we do live in a social media world where you can post stuff, but even still somebody has to see it for it to become viral. So I think that's cool that you're offering that. What made you want to do something like that?
I just felt like it needed to be. I needed to open up. Well, I can't really open up doors. Well, I can, but I'm...
And you have.
And
I'm humble.
Yeah, I needed it to be something where people could get out and experience things that I've been experiencing. My way of planning forward a little bit. Right. Letting people go and perform places they probably would never perform before. Or have those opportunities to perform that they wouldn't have had, prior to. So that was my whole thing. And plus... it wasn't a lot of people that looked like us that was putting stuff like that together. Yeah. So that was my whole main initiative in starting it.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for that. Now, for the people watching who are doing comedy right now or want to do it on a different level, how can they get in contact? How can they be considered to be a part of Piss Your Pants Comedy?
Well, first off, I always tell people, if somebody told you was funny before, then you most probably are funny. Okay. Because some people get discouraged and be like, oh, I'm not funny, stuff like that. Right. But comedy is so different. There's so many different styles and things like that. You might have a style that never been seen before. Right. So, I would never discourage anyone from doing it. When people want to get with me, I tell them, that's what I always tell everybody. I said, I'll pick an open mic for us to go to. And then I'll let you just come and watch that open mic. Yeah. And then the next week, we'll go back to that open mic. You bring 5 people with you who already know that you're funny, who've told you you're funny, who will laugh at you. Laughter is contagious. Yes, you bring those 5 people with you. This is going to do tremendous things for your confidence. We go back to the open mic, you bring those 5 people, you go up, you perform, you do your thing. You're probably going to do really good on that first one because your comfort level is there. Right? So then, that's how I do it with every comedian who's ever come to me. But if people want to reach out to me and things like that, they can reach me on my social media. Okay. On my Instagram at Mark_Caesar. That's CAESAR. Because people like to spell it with the E first because I know it sound right. It look like it sound right. Right. But it's actually CAESAR. And they can just reach out to me and things like that. And I'll get back to everybody. Yeah. Yeah, because that's how we got you. I was like, I ran into him several times. I know when I first said I wanted to do this show, I sat down with my crew. I was like, I have a list of people I already know I want on, and you were on it. And I was like, I didn't get his number the last time because you bought the children's books. Yep. And I was like, I put a card in your bag. Yep. But I didn't get your contact. So I instantly went to Instagram. I think social media is a great tool for networking and branding and growing your business. And I don't see anything wrong with that. We're using it that way. No sliding in the DMs. No. But if you're like business, getting business done, I think it's safe. So. I tell people that all the time. Like a lot of people like, I can't do the social media thing. I say, well, you can't do the business thing.
Yeah.
Because they go hand in hand nowadays. that's just the way it
you
is.
gotta follow the wave of what's happening. I was actually anti. I was like, I don't want to be doing it for, you know what I mean? Because I feel like some people have lost themselves and they're not authentically themselves anymore.
Right.
You know, hoping for the best post.
You gotta find your niche.
Yeah.
As in anything, though.
Yeah.
So.
I just don't want them living for the gram.
Right.
So I didn't want to be living for the gram. Like, no, I'm naturally me. I love life. I'm naturally doing big things, and I'm naturally wanting to bring people along for the journey. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But somebody said, so just continue to do you. We just asked you to document it and share it.
Right.
And I said, okay, I figured it out. So that's where we are.
Here we are.
Yes. So let's talk about, since we're talking about social media, I always talk about, you know, basically everyone looks like they just woke up and they were successful because you only post the best of your life. So let's talk about like some of the hardships you faced, you know, deciding, okay, I want to do entertainment, I want to be a comedian, I want to write, or whatever you may be doing. Like, what are some of the things that were strongholds that came against you?
I was in the military.
Okay.
For 8 years. I was in the Air Force.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. You're welcome. Being in the military held me back a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember the first time I was about to deploy, 2008. I had an offer to go on a comedy tour for young rising comedians, and I just thought I had missed my shot. Like, I really was down about it. Yeah. Like, so the whole first month of my deployment, I was depressed, just thinking like.
But you could have been doing it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm in the desert.
Yeah.
I'm in the desert. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I should be on tour right now.
Right.
You know, and then I'm looking at the footage from the tours and stuff like that. I'm like, that, why me?
Yeah.
Why me?
Yeah.
So then I got kind of discouraged about it. Mm-hmm. No lie. And then as soon as I came back from that, when I came home in 2008, my best friend got killed. Oof. Like, the week I got back. Mm. Like, he was in town to come to one of my comedy shows. And he got killed in our neighborhood because the club was in my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. I grew up off Forest Street, so it was like that. Like, really, I was ready to just let it go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at it now, looking at where I'm at now, looking at where I was then, and I wouldn't change it. Yeah, because I feel like everything happens when it's supposed to happen. Yeah, as far as when your blessings are gonna come. So I just feel like I'm in a good space right now. Yeah. But here's the thing. So you had that happen and you were feeling away, but obviously you kept going because you're here. Yeah. So how did you make that decision? Well, a lot of things that helped me get through that was just people, just having people that were encouraging around me. Like my friend's mom, she was like, you know, you can't let that hold you. You know, this could have happened. Yeah. You can't let that hold you back. My mom, she was like, you know, you got to keep going. You got to keep doing your thing. My friends, they was like, you too funny to stop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So those kind of things played huge parts in me being where I'm at today. Yeah. I always say I'm thankful for like a support system that actually supports. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it makes the difference when we get in places where it's like, it's a huge difference. But I think a lot of people focus on who doesn't support too much. I think people, they always saying, oh, I don't got to support this and that. Right. Like, but why don't you do some, you know, bigging up the people who do support you? Like, let's talk about that. Like, let's show them people some love. So that's, you know, we don't do that enough. And I try to make sure I always do that. Because one thing I tell people, when artists come to me talking about, man, New Orleans don't support, why you here? But like, that's not true. Yeah. Like, that's not true. New Orleans supports. Yeah. I say, what are you giving back? Right. What are you giving to get that support back? Mm-hmm. And I just try to make sure I'm always giving that energy to get that energy back. Yeah. That was for somebody. I hope so. That was definitely for somebody. And I say that because, you know, the negative is basically highlighted so often. Yes. You know, that I don't think anybody is telling somebody, let's count your blessings. Let's think about who is supporting. Let's big them up. Like, I don't think anybody is really saying that. And when people do come, if they didn't come from the jump, don't worry about it. Right. They here now. Let them come. Yes. Let them come. Yes. That's why I hate when I see artists like rappers or something like, oh, y'all on such and such. Now I've been rocking with them. Okay. We both like, okay. It don't matter when you find out. Right. It's you about if out. You find out. I'm like, I want all the new fans. Yes. Bring them. Yes. My day ones can't support me forever. Right. Exactly. No, now that's the real truth. Like, I used to feel like
a certain way, because I have always had a core group of supporters that are still to this day. But I always feel a way like I would stop and telling them about stuff I have, because I don't want them the same people spending their money. So you're especially where you want to go. Like you're saying, day ones can't just be the only ones.
Go tell somebody else.
Right.
Like,
tell a friend to tell a friend to tell an enemy. Y'all ain't got to sit together.
The best form of promotion is by the mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So talk about it. Talk about it.
Yeah. So listen, you heard it right here. Okay, talk about it, be about it.
Yeah.
Welcome. I know the song say no new friends, but we want new fans. Okay,
we need them, man. Sometimes some people come into your life who you didn't know from a can of paint, and just change it.
Yeah, facts.
You know, like my kids, I didn't know them.
Yeah.
At first.
Wait.
Then they was born and boom.
Wait.
Now I'm a great dad.
The kids too.
That's new friends.
Listen, I can't take any potty breaks while we shooting, okay?
That's my little broke best friend. So it's all right.
Kids are awesome though.
Yeah.
I ain't even want no kids, but I like my kids.
Hey, there you go.
So you're right. So let's go back to the kids, because I briefly mentioned it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So you showed me a video of your 7-year-old doing stand-up at his birthday.
Yes.
I want to talk about how you felt when he did that, like as a parent and as a comedian.
No lie, when he first grabbed the mic and was acting, I cried.
Aww.
Like I cried, not because I'm like, oh, he trying to be like me.
Mm-hmm.
I cried because I'm like, I never told him to do that.
Right.
I never said, hey, you want to do this. I never pushed that upon him.
Mm-hmm.
But these kids watch everything
you do. Yes.
These children watch everything. So when people say, where you get that from? Well, you got it from you.
Yeah.
So he's been at a bunch of my shows.
Mm-hmm.
He's been around me doing clean comedy.
Yeah.
Things like that. He also gets to see how people react to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gets to see how when we out in public, how people react to me. And I think he appreciates that. Even at such a young age, he understands like, oh, this is my dad. This is what my dad do. This boy would tell anybody who would listen, hey, this is my daddy, Mark Caesar. He's super famous.
I like the two names, and I like that he know who you are. He's super famous.
He's super famous. We was at Golden Corral, no plugs, but we was there. We was having a little dinner because it was Veterans Day, so we getting our little free meal, and he says, hey, do you guys know my dad? This is Mark Caesar, super famous.
I love him.
Man, he will big me up.
But that's the thing, your kids are I thought my mom was my biggest support, because moms love hard too.
Right.
But my kids are my biggest fans, and it's good to see that, because even when you feel before, like you said, your support system kept you going, but those kids keep you going. Yes, at your lowest. You're I can't fail now. Look who watching. How old is your youngest?
5.
Baby? 5. Okay, so they're close.
Yeah, they're close.
Oh man, that's adorable.
Yeah,
adorable.
They're so close to the point where it's everything is a fight. Everything is a competition.
Oh.
Who can put their seatbelt on faster? Who finished their food first?
Right.
Who took their bath the best?
Just make it work for you. Yeah. Who can be the quietest?
Right.
Who can clean the room the fastest? Right. You know what I mean? Who can finish all their homework? I bet you can't be a straight A student.
They so good. They even compete. They compete with that too. With grades and stuff. So I love it. I love it. Competition. Keep it going.
Yeah, it keeps you going. As long as I don't think there's anything wrong with competition, as long as it's positively influenced. Right. You don't ever check somebody else for your value or your worth.
Right.
But you can check in and see what's happening to know, that you should be moving forward.
One thing I always tell them, and I tell them this daily, I'm do your best.
Yeah.
I ask him did you try your best? He be I did. Well, that's
all
we can do.
Yeah,
that's all we can do. As long as you tried your best.
So what do we have in the works since they're watching to continue to make them proud?
Oh man, I just want to keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to keep growing. I'll have some things that you guys will be seeing soon. Probably not at liberty to talk about too much, but you guys will be seeing.
That's kind of an exclusive.
Yeah,
we're kind of getting an exclusive.
No, that's an exclusive drop. That's an exclusive drop. There'll be a TV show and things like that. So yeah, just be on the lookout for that. Something that I wrote, I can name it though. Something I wrote is called Comedy Club with my writing partners Kevin Macklin and Lacey Taylor.
Okay.
We wrote a sitcom called Comedy Club, and just be on the lookout for that because that's gonna be coming to you real soon.
Nice, and I'm excited because I don't know if he said it because he was on the show, but I'm going to hold him accountable.
Yeah.
He said that I could come on to the show.
Oh, yeah. So we do Break Room.
Yes.
And Stylist is going to be on Break Room, so y'all be looking for that. Break Room is a revolutionary comedy show that I do. And the reason why I do it at lunchtime, because when I used to work in retail, people used to love to take their lunch break around the time I took my lunch break. So they can get laughs, so they can get joked out. And I want to do it on a Monday because, people don't like Mondays.
Right.
Me personally, I love Mondays.
Right. Well, that's why we do Mic Check on Mondays.
But I'm an entrepreneur.
Mic Check Monday.
So,
so that's what I said. I was like,
Mondays.
am I biased? Because I was like, we're going to air Mic Check on Mondays.
Like, I look forward to Mondays.
Yeah.
Like,
it's the beginning of the rest of the week. Like I can set the tone.
Yeah. So I do it on Mondays, and I want other people to feel the way I feel about Mondays. So I'm like, look, at 12 o'clock, get your phone ready, go to your Facebook, go to your Instagram, and tune in.
That's right. That's right.
The views, the outreach has been like beyond amazing with people who love this show. Yeah. And it's very challenging for comedians to do it because you don't have a natural audience in front of you. So you really got to just be doing your jokes and just hope that they put clapping emojis in the comments.
You looking, there ain't nobody clap for that one. Okay. Yeah. Run it back. Let me try one more time.
See, that's the thing about it. There's no edit button or none of that. You just gotta.
Yeah, you just gotta have it.
Gotta go. That what makes it different from those Instagram videos and social media type comedians. It's different, but everybody is on their phones, like 75% of the day. So I'm like, I'm going to come to you. Yeah. And another reason why I did it was because my fans, people who can't come to shows, people who have kids, can't get sitters. Things like that. They want to come out and experience these shows, but they couldn't get it. So now with me doing the Break Room, it gives it to it brings it right to them. Yes. Yeah,
which is smart because it reaches your fans, but then it also opens you up for a whole new plethora of fans.
And it helps me be more diverse with my delivery. Yeah. With the type of things I'm doing, the type of shows I'm putting together, just because I'm all about diversity and being different and just trying to do things that haven't been done before. Yeah, and you're doing that, and I think that's amazing. So listen, after you come here and see me on Mic Check with Stylist B, then you go over there and you're gonna see me on the Break Room. That'd be crazy.
And hopefully I make you proud. And if not, it's okay because that wasn't my day job.
It was just taking a break.
Yeah, it was taking a little break, just filling it out. So no, I'm excited. I'm excited to do that, and I'm also just excited for what you're doing. And I think you are. And I don't know if you know this about yourself. So I like to tell people there are good things that we overlook it when we're. That's right. When you're an entrepreneur, you overlook stuff because you're like, it's a checklist.
It's something like you might say, oh, that's great, you're doing that, but like, no, you're actually doing something really good.
Exactly. Like you need to know that.
Those affirmations.
Yes, because I'm like that. I know I'm guilty of it. Like I'll be the first one to say, because I ain't do nothing, and then people be like, what do you mean you do nothing? Like you don't ever stop doing. So I just want to say that I think you are a complete innovator. You were doing things before everyone else was doing it. You were at the front. You know what I mean? Of the forefront of it all. And sometimes I think being at the front, you get overlooked because it's new. Right. You know what I mean? So you're doing something and it may not be widely received because it's new. But what you do is open doors for others, for the Instagram videos, for all the you open doors for stuff like that. You give it hope and you give them a reason to try because someone has to do it first. You know what I mean? So you are innovative. And I want you to know that. And you're continuing to set new trends and break ground and do things in a different light. Still doing what people been doing, but in a whole new way. And so I think that that's amazing. And you bring people along with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And another thing about me that people like to bring up is that my business mindset when it comes to comedy. Yeah, I'm funny, but I'm more so inclined on the business side of it to be to handle that, well enough to be successful on another level.
Which I think is a necessity that all entertainers and entrepreneurs don't actually possess. Right. They may be able to do their craft, whether they're singing, comedy, acting, whatever, but they just have not mastered the business side of it. And I think that's something you definitely have locked down.
Another thing I try to tell people to harp on is make sure your stuff is in order. Get your paperwork right. Yeah. Copyright your jokes. With this internet age, I see one of my jokes on social media every day. Yeah. Something that I did on stage, I see somebody who enrolled it and made it a tweet. Yeah. And now it's viral. And you really can't do nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? But Because it's not like they making no money off of it, nothing like that.
But when the money comes, if you copyrighted your joke.
Exactly. But see, my stuff is copywritten, things like that. You know, you got to get your paperwork right. You got to make sure you're handling your business with your money on the front end and the back end. Make sure you're being transparent with people you're working with, letting them know what it is, if it's paid, if it's not paid, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Like, and pick your spots. Don't just be willing to do anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pick your spots. Like, it might not be money involved, but it might be great for what you're trying to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, all those things are essential. You know, very, very essential. And then go be funny.
Yeah, and then, and then
go be funny.
And then,
you know?
First get all of this in line, and then go be funny. Because now that funny matters, because you have now made a way to monetize, to propel, and to make that something. You know what I mean?
So many people missing out on great things because of they just know how to just go be funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So. And people will take that for free every day of the week.
Yep.
If you let them, you know. So, speaking of taking things for free, we're going to give you a little comedy here. So, I talked to him earlier, and he gave me permission. For everyone listening, this is very lighthearted, because what I'm going to attempt to do, I wrote down a list of, I'm going to say heavy situations. Okay. And Mr. Mark Caesar, the super famous man.
Yeah,
okay?
According to Adrian.
Will tell me how he would turn that into some form of comedy.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
The first thing, obviously, Trump administration.
Yes.
How will we make that funny? Because right now it's heartbreaking.
It's tough. It's tough because, man, Donald Trump. I wake up every day and I say, is this like? I think I'm getting pumped. Like I really think like I'm in a bad joke. I'm like, I know y'all ain't make this man president. Yeah. Like I feel like anybody could run. Like I feel like if he's president, anybody could run. And you know. It's crazy how you speak on topics like instead of them making stricter gun laws, he said, well, let's teach the teachers how to fight the student off, how to fight the shooter off. You know, like stupid stuff like that. Right.
Because you're gonna combat a gun
to change the gun laws.
Change the gun laws.
So now teachers on their off days on Saturdays, they gotta go to a hand-to-hand combat. So now they got to get military training on how to defuse the situation.
Wow.
While trying to get these children to take the leap. Like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's too much. Like, Donald Trump is a different animal. Like, he really got me with the hurricane in Puerto Rico. Mm-hmm. He pretty much blamed him. Yeah. And when he went there throwing those towels, I was like, dog, you throwing towels? And it's not even good towels. It's not Bounty. Like, these people are flooded. They need something that's going to soak up this water.
Right. That's right.
You throwing the dollar store paper towels. You got to do 6 of those.
I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at him.
It's silly. It's him. It's him. It's Trump, man. It's Trump. It's Trump. And he's still pushing that lie. You know what lie he pushing?
No, I'm scared to ask, though.
That hair. He is lying about that hair. That is not his hair. I know dyed raccoon when I see it. That is not his hair. So.
Okay. I have more, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can handle.
No, please.
Another topic.
Ask me another one.
Okay, wait, hold on, because I don't want piss in my pants.
No, it'll be worth it.
I want to go viral, but not for that.
Yeah,
you know
right,
what I mean?
Right.
Okay, you saw that host on the show that pissed us off like that ain't.
No,
that ain't what I want to do. So just give me a minute to pull it together. Okay, you know we have, and I'm a woman, so again, but you know we have a lot of Me Too's, right?
Yeah.
So how do we make light of the situation where there's so many women possibly being mistreated or sexually assaulted?
Yeah, you just gotta keep men from around women.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, like that would be the real talk. Some dudes are just straight up creepy.
Okay.
You know, and it's hard to read. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say it, but I think men in a position of power, feel like they can do those kind of things. Mm-hmm. I ain't see nobody broke on the Me Too situation yet.
This is true.
Like, but not to say it's not happening.
Right.
But it's just dudes who in power just feel like
they can.
Yeah. Oh, it's
so maybe we should just not give men power and women should rule the world.
I feel like I always tell people that God is a woman. Like I always.
Look, can I get that on tape?
Like for real. Like no, real talk. Always tell people like we don't deserve women. Mm-hmm. Like y'all super compassionate. You know, loving naturally. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and here is this creepy old dude You know what I'm saying? Hey, baby, you wanna come kick it? No, she don't want to kick it. Leave that girl alone. You got worms. That man trying to come play with you.
Right.
And like the whole Harvey Weinstein thing, I was like, yeah, he look like a creeper. You know what I'm saying? Like he like a creeper.
That's hilarious. Okay, so I already had lots of love for Mark Caesar, but even more so now because he just told you all the importance of women.
Yeah.
And still made me laugh. You see that?
Yeah.
We're nurturers, we're lovers, and we should rule the world.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
Y'all, I had this conversation with a friend, though. I said, women are definitely going to have to save this world. Mm-hmm. I said, it's going to take a woman who just don't care. And I don't mean like don't care, like F everything, but I mean like, look at Donald Trump, for instance. Donald Trump is America's alter ego. Mm-hmm. He says the stuff that these people are thinking. Yeah. But they won't say it around us because we're going to punch him in the face.
Absolutely.
But he can get away with it. Mm-hmm. And that's why if Obama would have half the stuff that Trump has done, the biggest Obama scandals when he wore that cream suit on Easter. Remember when he wore the cream suit and everybody was like, oh, the outrage. White people had never seen a cream suit before. They had never seen a black man.
Listen, that man was working
cleaner than the board of health.
Okay.
Coming out with the cream suit on. And this was a big scandal. The biggest scandal was him wearing the cream suit.
Listen, I heard Throwback Outkast in my head when I saw him.
Right.
Ain't nobody dope
Southern
as me.
player list
I'm
of
just so
Cadillac
fresh
funky music on the way to church on Easter Sunday. Look at this. And that was the biggest scandal of this man's thing. But we got scandal after scandal after scandal, investigation. He fires everybody that investigates him. Yeah. But I'm saying that to say, if we had a woman that was that radical, a Harriet Tubman type, in this day and age, who just said we're gonna take over and we're gonna put women on the forefront of everything that we're trying to do. I promise you, we'll get this country going in the right direction. Yeah. I don't think Hillary was the one to do it, but you know. I watch. It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna take a strong woman
to get it together.
To get it together. A Maxine Waters type. You know what I'm saying?
Reclaiming her time.
Yeah. It's somebody who knows what they mean to society and know what's best. You know, watch. You're gonna see. Watch. Before, it's gonna be in our lifetime.
Right.
In our lifetime.
And you know he always at the forefront of what's gonna happen. So I believe you.
I'll go campaign for her.
All right. We're going to come up with slogans and taglines.
I'll go do the dope.
Well, I just want to thank you for coming by and making us all laugh. I'm sure they were laughing the whole time. And really just continuing to do great things in the community and even around the world and bringing people along with you. I want you to tell them again where they can follow, find, add, whatever, so that they can be in the know if they didn't know already. Yeah, so y'all can follow me on Instagram at Mark_Caesar. That's CAESAR. You guys follow me. I try to follow back unless you're being weird and trying to stalk my page for one of my exes. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me. This has been a great experience. I really, really enjoyed it. You guys showed me great hospitality. So if anybody gonna watch this and y'all want to come on here, just come. They take care of you. They put a little makeup on me. I ain't never been this cute before. You know, I'm feeling real cute. I'm feeling myself. I'm willing to tell somebody don't touch me. They lay out at the end.
So I definitely appreciate you guys.
Oh, well, thank you for coming on. We really, really appreciate it. And we always like to give our guests a little something. Like you say, we spoil you, right? Because we want you to come back, tell your friends, share, and like. So we have a little something for you.
What do we got here?
Well, I'll find out. Did you look at it?
Oh yeah, I looked in.
I didn't know if you saw it. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to pull it out and let everybody see what I got.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a secret, but we got him a little something.
He's still.
And we hope you like it, and we just really do appreciate you coming out. And I'm gonna keep watching. I'm excited to be on the break room soon. Yeah. Thank you for real for coming through, and thank you all for tuning in, because without you there would be no show. So we appreciate your presence. We hope that we have motivated, inspired, and made you laugh all at the same time. Until next time, remember, never dim your light or mute your mic.